What's going on, Monster Jam fans, and welcome to Let's Drive With, the series where we take your favorite monster trucks out for a stroll and discuss their entire career, starting from the very beginning until today. Well, as you can see, we are driving around in everyone's favorite knucklehead, don't ya know, our neighbor to the north, Northern Nightmare. Northern Nightmare was originally announced all the way back in the year of our Lord 2011 without a name. It was sad to be a monster truck without a name, but don't worry, Monster Jam was gonna host a vote and titled it Name the Canuck Monster Jam Truck, which allowed exclusively Canadian fans to create and then later choose the truck's name. In the end, obviously, Northern Nightmare would end up as the winning name, and the truck was first unveiled to the public on November 30th, 2011 at Rogers Centre in Toronto, Ontario, with Cam McQueen as the driver. Now remember, that's Cam, not Lightning. Northern Nightmare entered its first year of competition in 2012, competing exclusively in the inaugural Maple Leaf Monster Jam Tour, which held events only in Canada. Both McQueen and the truck would be invited to compete in Monster Jam World Finals 13, where they would win the Freestyle Championship with a score of a whopping 38. Northern Nightmare began competing in select events across the United States throughout the rest of the 2014 season. McQueen and the truck would be invited to compete in Monster Jam World Finals 15, where they would make history by unsuccessfully attempting the world's first reverse backflip in a monster truck. Remember, sometimes it's the thought that counts. After landing on the roof, McQueen attempted to recover the truck, resulting in the truck's fuel pump breaking and engulfing the truck in flames. You guys really should check that one out on YouTube, it's pretty crazy. Northern Nightmare would receive a new chassis afterwards and would also compete in that year's Path of Destruction Tour that June. In 2015, a second Northern Nightmare would be exclusively featured for a show in Ontario, being driven by Stephen Thompson on the Hurricane Force chassis. In the year following, McQueen and Northern Nightmare would be invited to compete in Monster Jam World Finals 17. There, they would successfully attempt the first corkscrew in competition. In 2017, Northern Nightmare competed in Monster Jam Arena Championship Series 4, finishing in the runner-up position behind Randy Brown in Gravedigger. McQueen and the truck would be invited to compete in Monster Jam World Finals 18, where they would successfully attempt the corkscrew again, kinda becoming a bit of a signature trick for the truck. Say that 5 times fast. Trick for the truck, trick for the truck. Signature trick for the truck, signature trick for the truck, signature. See, you can't do it, it's hard. In 2018, Northern Nightmare competed in the Monster Jam Arena Championship Series and would win that series, resulting in both McQueen and the truck receiving an automatic invitation to Monster Jam World Finals 19. Also that year, Dustin Brown would drive the truck in Wichita, Kansas. In 2019, Northern Nightmare would compete exclusively in select events throughout Canada, his home turf. Despite not being invited to compete in Monster Jam World Finals 20, McQueen and the Truck would be invited to compete at its last event in the inaugural Monster Jam All-Star Challenge in Las Vegas, where they would be drafted to Team Ice. And you know I love the Fire and Ice trucks, and Northern Nightmare looked great on that Ice team. Northern Nightmare was originally slated to compete in the 2020 International Tour the following year. However, the tour would be canceled in March due to the pandemic. That resulted in the entire 2020 Monster Jam season prematurely ending that year. McQueen would then go on to retire in 2021, as well as retiring the truck. Now, it didn't stay completely retired because back in 2024, I don't know why I said back, that's actually this year, the truck made a surprise one-off return in Detroit and was driven by Chris Kohler. Technically, the reason why the truck was returned was to keep the trademark active. So Chris would actually win the freestyle at show number 1 there, and the truck will possibly return in the future because Feld is going to want to keep the trademark name active. Basically, if they don't use it, they will lose it. Well, that's everything there is to know about Northern Nightmare, or at least everything I know about Northern Nightmare. What do you guys know? If there's something I missed out, and I know there's some of you that know I did, drop it in the comments and let me know. And also, this was a truck that a viewer suggested and is gonna be driving in an upcoming competition that we're gonna be doing here on the channel with some other channels. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and it's going to involve Monster Jam Showdown. I can't wait till it happens. I think all of you guys are going to love it. So, do me a favor before you leave. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment below on what truck you would like to hear about next time, because I want to do the trucks you want to learn about. So until next time, I got 2 things I need you to do, and you know what they are. 1, I need you to be good to one another, and number 2, treat others the way you would want to be treated. So until next time, we